Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Minecraft Oblivion Minecraft Let's Play server. This is my forever world. Welcome back to the stream. So I am in the village down to the south of my island, and I am standing where I have all my villagers gathered. Right down here, underground. And I have decided that it is time to move these guys a little bit away from the village, and I want to make a villager breeder. So I'm going to be transporting them over this way, where I've got this nice flat land. This is where the town is going to end up expanding to in the future, but it's away from the village enough. I think this is where I want to actually make my villager breeder. So a couple things I got to do beforehand is I got to make more boats. And I want to get them all trapped in boats so that they're easier to move around. And then I'm going to flatten a little bit of that area and start building the place where the villager breeder is going to be. And then I will transport them later in this stream. But for now, I just want to get them to stop moving. I may have to open up this room a little bit more. But let's get to it. So I want to move them away from the village, and I also need them in a place that's easy to get to. I want my village to actually, my town to actually be populated with the villagers eventually, and so I need to have them close by to where the town or the city is actually going to be built up. I just want to get enough room in this underground chamber here so that I can start putting them in boats. And we'll collect their workbenches. Got to do this without hitting any of them, without making any of them upset or upsetting any of the golems that might be spawning above. That's a little bit better. Now I've got a little bit more room to work with. Let's just start getting these guys in their boats. There we go. Let's go make a couple more boats. I do not have any wood on me. I also need to go find a bed. That's going to be the second order of business after I get them all into boats. I'm going to clear out all the beds from the village. Might be more wood in here. No. Let's go chop a tree. That'll get me, what, 4 more boats? I think 4 more boats will be enough. 4 boats holds 8 villagers. I don't have quite that many. Yeah. All right, one last straggler here. There we go. Now you guys should be able to sit still while I take care of things out here. It's starting to get annoying. There we go. Should have done that a while ago. All right, let's go get all the beds. Make sure I haven't missed any anywhere. Some workstations in here too. Let's see here. Where else are there going to be beds? That's a big old nope. I don't have any armor on. We'll just go this way. Wonder. Let's go say howdy. Maybe? I might have lost track of them. It's not what I wanted to do. Still getting the hang of that double jump. There we go. There's one. Got a couple more. There we go. Now I'll get another ominous potion. was close. That got a little exciting. No beds in here. Oh, we got a crossbow. Alright, well, we gained a little XP from that. Got another ominous bottle. Ominous, Bad Omen 3. Well, by the time I find myself a trial chamber, I'll have quite a few of these built up. Bed. No bed. It's getting a little dark out. I can't tell if that's the rain or if the sun is actually setting. I have random stuff stored all over the place. Alright, I think that's the last bed. I'll just put these beds in here for now. I suppose I should carry one of those with me. I'll take one of the yellow ones. Yeah, that's good. All right, let's go flatten out some land. Get all ready for this villager breeder. Hopefully we can do this relatively quickly. Light things up a little bit down here. So my plan is to have the village expand out from here down onto these plains and eventually cover this whole area. I thought about doing a big villager trading hall, but that's just one really huge build with a bunch of villagers in it. And I want the town to have a little bit more life than that. So I think what's going to happen is my eventual plan is to turn this into a bustling town where if I'm going to take advantage of villager trading so that it's not too entirely overpowered, I am going to set it up so that each of the villagers has their own shop or a couple shops or something like that. And I actually have to walk around the village and kind of show off the village if I'm going to be doing any trading with the villagers. That'll kind of help keep me from just essentially going all creative mode on this by having easy access to every possible trades. Instead, it'll make it so that I actually have to do a little bit of work for it. I think it's not quite as much fun if you get too much into the everything is too easy, almost like creative mode. Torch down here. I'm not going to fill in this entire area. For those who are wondering, the music we're listening to is Stream Beats by Harris Heller. It is a DMCA free playlist on Spotify. And the soundtrack that we were listening to has slipped my mind. I don't remember the exact title of it. Okay. Let's put down a bed, because it's going to be sunset pretty soon. Down that. And we'll put down a couple of chests. There we go. So here's the difficulty that I'm having is, do I want to make it so that all the villagers that I have access to are accessible here on this level, and the ones that are being used for the breeding are up higher so that they drop down? Or do I want to make it so that the ones that are doing the breeding are on this ground level so it's easier to give them more food, and then all the villagers that I want are actually going to be underground? I think it will be easier if I make it so that the ones that I want to take and transport places are on the ground level. If I need to give more food to the ones that are being used for the breeding, I can just climb a ladder or something like that. So we're gonna make this fairly tall. We're gonna make it so that the villagers fall down into a water stream and then get transported to a holding area. So they shouldn't take any fall damage. So I'm just going to, well, I want to dig out this gravel first. Not a fan of gravel. At least this first layer. We'll just fill this in with stone. There we go. And we'll go back to the brick. And I think what I'll do is I will build the tower right here. I want to make it so it's out of reach of zombies. They are going to flock from everywhere anyway. So I got to make sure that my guys who are going to be in here are going to be protected. I want to make it glass around here so that I can actually see how many I have. And it just occurred to me that I don't have, well, I have enough for 3 ladders. Let's go check to see if I've got any other wood somewhere. I can always go chop down another tree, but I was hoping I had something closer by. Nope. Well, let's craft up some ladders really quick. I'm not meaning to clear cut the forest next to the village, but it is kind of happening that way a little bit. Just clean up our little dirt mess here. Now, I don't want to make all of this into ladders because I also need to make some trapdoors. Got beds. Yeah, we'll make some trapdoors here. I need 4 of them. I think that should be enough. Well, more than enough. And I also need to make some fence posts, or one fence post. There we go. Just deposit that stuff back. Let's bring that out. Let's go up a little bit higher. I'm going to collect these ladders back when I'm done. I'll make another way up once I've got this all sorted out. Alright. Now we just need to make a little platform for the beds. I remember how to do this correctly. I need to go collect the beds. Need 4. Make them all yellow. Looks like I might already need to change my ladder here. It's kind of in the way of the platform. We'll try right here for now. Something else I'm going to need to get is some wool carpet, which I see a sheep over there and another one over there. So I'll probably make some shears. Let's get these beds laid down first. So the idea is that I'm going to have, I think this fence post needs to go down by 1. I'm going to have more villagers, sorry, less villagers than I have beds. And when the villagers see that, they realize that they actually need to make more villagers. And they do that by trading food. And then a baby pops out. And they... clumsy. Baby pops out. And since they are standing on a fence post, they're going to be trapped on that fence post up there. Since they are standing on that fence post, then the baby is actually going to fall straight down. And so I need to have a safe drop for them using some water. And that gets the baby out of the way of the beds. So it gets them out of the way of the calculations, so the villagers keep making more babies. Yeah. So this is where I need to lead the villagers to, is right here. And while I'm up here, I might as well do this. How do I want to do this? The interesting part is going to be getting them up here. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a ramp. I'm going to pull them up with the boats. I'm going to drop them from straight above, if I can. I'm probably going to separate them into one villager per boat, just so that I don't have two villagers popping out of the boat when I break it. So I'll take care of that separation out there. Back at the underground cave they're at. I guess all caves are underground, aren't they? Let's go get this wool before the sun sets. We can make our carpets. There's another one over here. What I need to do also is I need to get some torches laid down around that area. Last thing I need is a bunch of mobs spawning. So what's supposed to happen... Nope. I think I have that fence post too tall still. Too high up there. Well, let's build up. I want to put another fence post next to it for right now, just while I'm building this, so that I can see where it's supposed to be. I'm going to demo what happens. Not that. Though it does illustrate a good point that those villagers are going to take damage if I don't make it so it's safe down there. What's supposed to happen... Let's climb up there. The villager is supposed to be standing here and has no way of jumping out. But they can sleep on the bed. But the fence post is the only place that they can come back to because of the trapdoors and the carpets. So as soon as it's daytime again, they will be stuck on the fence post again. The babies, once they come out, they will pop down in this area. Probably shouldn't have gotten rid of that. All right, there we go. And they will fall down here. And once again, I am being a bit of a doofus. So now I need to make this safe. So I can actually bring... Let's see here. How do I want to do this? What is the safest way to do this? I don't think the babies... I don't know if they're going to fit. It's going to be weird. Okay. I'm going to try surrounding this with a column that's going down, then it'll turn into a glass room down here. But I'm not sure if the babies are going to fit through that half block spot or not if I have blocks further down. So I may have to make it so that it's like glass enclosed. I could do that. I could make it so it's completely glass enclosed, even above. That would be kind of interesting looking. Just kind of this glass tower, and then they fall down here. Let's make this safe though. That's the center. Want one space there. I actually want all this to be glass. Don't want this wall here. All right. Well, you know where I probably have glass? Maybe all the way over at the lighthouse. Probably over at the dry dock. And if not, there's a bunch of sand there that I can get to smelting. But I don't want this to be my way up yet. I want the villagers... Where do I want the villagers to come out at? Let's think about this here. I'm going to be coming from this way. I want the villagers to come out this way. That makes it easier to take them that way or that way. There's not much room to go over that way. So let's just make it so that they flow over to a holding area over here. Which means I need to get rid of this column, which is fine. All right, let's start lighting this up. I was slipping into the analysis paralysis, thinking about things too much and not actually getting anything done. So let's keep moving forward on this. Let's go find some glass. See how my inventory is doing. Not great. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. We'll get rid of some of the iron. We'll get rid of the wool. Don't need the gravel. We are going to keep the ladders. Don't know if we really need these. We might need these. Gives us a little bit more space. Let's go get some glass. Let's grab a bed too. Might need one along the way. So how's the weather where everybody is? I know for me, I am in the eastern Midwest. We are experiencing a heat wave right now, being middle to late June, and we are hitting temperatures in the low 90s, mid 90s Fahrenheit, which, if I remember right, that's right around 30 degrees Celsius. It's a bit toasty. Not normally like this in June. If it does get up this hot, it's usually like end of July, sometime in August that it gets this hot. There's some glass. There's some glass. Let's see if there's any more elsewhere. Maybe I should bring my armor with me in case I find any more pillagers. Alright, let's see if this glass is enough. This is probably enough. I'm glad that was actually so close. I was afraid I was going to have to go all the way back to my spawn island for the glass. I'm hoping I have enough time to actually transport the villagers, over to the villager breeder, but tonight. But I will have to see. You know, villager transport never goes as smoothly as planned. It's funny, the beds haven't rendered in yet. There they are. All right. Now, I know I want them to wash out this way. I'm going to have to figure out some sort of a rail pickup system. But I might be able to do that after the fact. What I'll do is I'll put in the water here. And see how far it flows. Which, well, I know how far it's going to flow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Let's see if we can get this other water in before we got to go to bed. Let's see here. I'll give them a 2-block. Give them a 2-block gap here. Hang out in. That way, hopefully, we don't get any entity cramming with the villagers. I might need to go dig some more sand. That should give them a safe drop. I can actually get rid of this corner here. That'll save me a little bit on the glass. Every little bit counts. Alright, this is where we want to go across. We want to keep it at. We want to cram them into 2. No, let's keep it at. Let's keep it at 3 blocks high. Maybe we need to add a little bit of decoration on this. That'll save us some bricks too, or some glass. Make it look like it's got a little bit of structure here. There we go. Ah, that's even numbers. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do even numbers. There we go. Now what we can do is just a little bit more structure. Make it look just a little bit nicer. There we go. Things are looking a little bit nicer here. And a little bit more structure up here. And a little bit more on this side. Sure, I'm not missing any blocks anywhere. Of course, now I want to put bricks down there on the floor. It might happen, but it can, well, if it's gonna happen, it better happen now, I guess. What do I have? Don't want to do all bricks. Is there any andesite over here? Granite? No. Alright, we'll do it all bricks. This isn't going to be permanent anyway. I'll still keep it stone underneath where the water is. And that brick will just, that stone will just have to despawn. There we go. In fact, let's just do a little bit of this. There we go. Just trying to use as little glass unnecessarily so as we need to. Go for depth strider. Go. All right, I'm going to leave the glass going all the way down to the ground here because this is the pickup area for the villagers. So this is where I'll be setting up like a rail car system or something like that. Just so that I can get them out of there. What I should also do is refill my water bucket while I'm at it. There we go. All right, so this is going to be where I'm going up. We'll just make it be right here. That should be good. Let's build out this framework a little bit more. In fact, let's do that. There we go. Looks like I need to start cooking some more glass. The other thing I got to do is I got to make this spawn proof up here on this edge. So I'm probably going to make some slabs and put those up there. Maybe slabs and glass or slabs and carpet or something. Just something to make it so it's spawn proof. Alright, I'm out of food. I'll need to go get some more. Let's deposit my armor in here for now. And let's see here. Just gonna make ourselves a furnace really quick. Put that right over here, and we also have some coal. How much do we get? 6. That means we can do 48. 48 may or may not be enough glass. Know that I need the dirt right now. I need is to sleep. All right, let's go dig some sand. Let me grab one more shovel while I'm at it. Stick. Iron. I did not mean to get 2 shovels, but that's okay. We can make it work. Put that iron back. All right. Let's go get us some sand over here. Actually, let's go get it over in this corner. I've been working on clearing out this big beach over here. This town is not in a tropical paradise. I'm thinking more like Pacific Northwest beach. Sand is not pristine. It is actually more like crushed up seashells and pebbles and all that stuff. Not exactly one you really want to be walking around barefoot on. Get that out of there. Sorry, didn't mean to be blocking your view. So let's looks like we're getting into the sandstone layer here pretty soon, but we'll get at least a stack. And I'm only going to be able to turn 48 of it into glass unless I find some more coal while I'm doing this. That startles me every single time. All right. Well, we've already got over a stack, which that went a lot quicker than I expected. I didn't need to make another shovel. Sorry, I saw the granite and for a second thought about collecting it so that I could use it as the floor in the villager breeder, but that's a lot of work that I don't feel like doing right now. It's not a lot of work. It's just work that I don't feel like doing right now. This isn't going to be a full-time permanent structure. Eventually there will be one when I've built up the village a bit more, but by that time it might be over on that mountain or something like that, well away from the village. Not what I meant to do. Ignore that. Alright, I need to go get some more ladders made. Because I think I do want to bring this all the way up and keep them completely enclosed. Food, that's right. Alright. We'll just go vegetarian for a few here. Trying to think, is that going to be tall enough? I think it will be. Maybe we'll do one more. Not what I wanted to do. That was a little bit smarter descent there. Out of bricks already. Alright. Out of stone too? Wow. Did I leave some over there? Let's just mine some more. Make sure I'm on the right pick though. There's some more coal if I need it. There we go, 64. Probably more than enough. But I do need to make some slabs too. I don't know if you knew this, but you can climb trapdoors, sort of. Just if they're at the very top there like that. All right. So we are almost done with that. We're waiting on the glass. I could make this look more consistent by putting a couple layers up there. But we'll leave it like that. Just a tall tower of glass. That's fine. We're going to make some slabs here. See if that's enough. Not what I wanted. There. And we'll put a couple torches in here just to prevent some more spawning. And then maybe... Oh, it's not nighttime enough. I ditched my wool, but you know what? Those sheep over there might have grown their wool back. But I don't want white wool. I want gray wool. Or I can just cover it all in slabs. I think that's the way to go. Oh, getting tired of falling. Yeah, we'll get rid of that and that. What we will do is put a torch here at the front. And then we'll put slabs in the corners too. Go. Making sure everything's well illuminated. And let's see how that glass is doing. 38, that's something to go with. I may have made things difficult for myself by putting these corners in already. Or not. Maybe this is okay. It's like it's almost sunset. There we go. If it's a low fall, I can do the water bucket clutch. Not much of a clutch if it's a low fall, but, you know, it's good practice. One short. One short. Let's try from here. Ah, that did it. Didn't even wipe out any torches. I have a feeling I'm going to need to go get more coal and more sand. Let's see how we did on that coal haul. 31. Yeah, let's go fill in what we can while we're cooking the sand. Let's see here, 38. I need 9 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times 3 is 27. 36 plus another 9, 45 total. I don't have enough. I need like, what? 38? Is that what I said? I only need like 7 more. So we'll get another stack. Gives us something to do to kill the time while we're waiting for the glass to smelt. Oh, I could have gotten some yellow carpet for above those beds. Oh well. Just dig in the sand. So I'm interested to go see the new Superman movie. It's going to be coming out soon. I think my dad and I might go see that together in the theaters. He doesn't get out to see fun action movies that much. But we might go see that. I don't know. James Gunn did a good job with the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. He does introduce a bit more comedy than I would like in some of his movies like that. I'm not sure what it's going to be like in the new Superman. But, I mean, the previews look good. But it's really, really hard to beat Henry Cavill as Superman. Not gonna lie. Thought he was the best one yet. And I grew up watching Christopher Reeves as Superman. So that kind of dates me there. The villagers might not be going in the villager breeder tonight. I might have to save that for the next stream. They are always a pain to move. So I am curious to see how this new Superman does. The guy who plays Superman, I forget his name, but he was a supporting character in the new Twisters movie, and he was kind of a jerk in that movie. So it's going to be interesting seeing him portraying Superman, who is supposed to be like the epitome of good and morality and stuff, whereas the guy in Twister was making a bit wrong pick, making a bit of poor choices in what he did for whom. He was in the movie Twisters. I liked the movie, it was good, but he was capitalizing on the suffering of the people whose homes were destroyed by the Twisters and helping a developer buy out their wrecked homes when their lives had already been destroyed. And at least the way it was portrayed in the movie, it was definitely what's a nice way of saying it? A little bit of a punk move on the guy to do that. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, you know, if he can play Superman, then kudos to him for having that range in his acting abilities. Corn Sweat. His last name is Corn Sweat or something like that. Anyway, I liked Guardians of the Galaxy. James Gunn did good with that. But I don't know if that's the right feel for Superman. It's not going to keep me from seeing it in theaters. I'll still go see it in theaters, but I'm not holding my breath for it being an amazing, amazing movie. Ouch. That was my way out. It just occurred to me, I need a few more of these slabs. Go around here. I guess I gotta lay down one of these bad boys and make a few more. Sounds like the music has ended, which is surprising. I didn't realize I had been on here this long already. That means we have been playing for over an hour, which is my typical stream time. So I'm going to let enough glass finish cooking to finish in this roof, except for the very center. Ooh. That could cause problems if the villagers fall too far. Let's see here. I'm going to bring them up right here. Get rid of that one. No, that's not how we're going to do it. Sorry about this. I am thinking as I go. Making decisions as I go. We're going to cut out this entire wall here. They shouldn't be able to get up to here once they're in. We're going to go to right there. Yeah, we'll go to there. We'll bring them up to there. That's going to be tricky to do, but oh, sorry about that noise. I just dropped my phone. We will bring them up that far. I should probably put some torches on the inside too. We will bring them up that far, and then yeah, we might have to do a water elevator or something. The water elevator, that would be a good idea. I'll make a water elevator, bring them over, drop them in. I only need to bring 2 over. Maybe I shouldn't have fallen asleep with that skeleton right there. He's making a run for the shade. just make this a non-spawnable area while we're down here. So anyway, sorry, I interrupted myself there. I only need to bring 2 villagers over. I could dangle them on a boat. I don't have scaffolding, so it's going to make it difficult to bring them up here. And I haven't had a whole lot of luck doing it that way. They take damage really easily. What I might do is I might just build a chamber out here, make a water elevator, carry them over, and dump them right into the bed area. And then seal them off. What'll happen is when I dump them in there, they will at first be on top, which I don't think, I think that's a block and a half. So I don't think they'll be able to jump up onto the wall here. And then when it gets to be nighttime, they'll get in the beds and then they'll end up on the fence posts. And when it's nighttime, I'll seal them in completely. So let's check on our glass here. What do we need? We still need 3 stone in our inventory, 3 slabs, and 3 glass. 12 glass. 36 should do. Keep a few extra. We don't need that there. All right, well, thank you all very much for joining me on this stream. I had a great time with you guys. We almost got all the way done making a villager breeder. If I had a little bit more time in the night, I definitely would have finished this, made sure it was working, but it is what it is. We got this much done, which is a pretty big accomplishment. Anyway, I appreciate you all watching. Be sure to follow. And if you're watching this at a later date on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps. And you all have a good rest of your evening. I look forward to seeing you all again in the next stream. Goodbye.